Hey, what up, everybody? You know what it is. It's not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Before we get into today's topic, I just want to shout out everybody who joined, who picked up a membership. We have 2 levels, a community membership for $2.99. We have a monthly music club, which is like a book club where every month we're going to listen to an album, and then we're going to get on a live stream and just talk about the album. It's a members-only live stream. This month we're doing Drake, Nothing Was the Same. And we have our own Discord for the monthly music members, and we talk about the album, but we talk about, like, today, you know, we've been talking about new releases that came out this week and stuff like that. So, you know, definitely join if you're into that, man. It's a good time. Shout out to all the members. All right. Hit the join button. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. All right, cool. So today I want to get into the news that Ye's Vultures 1, Ye and Ty Dolla Sign's Vultures 1 and Vultures 2. There's a threat that is going to be taken off of streaming services, right? And we'll get into the why real quick. I will say, in preparation to doing this video, it's a little later than what I thought. I wanted to get this video out earlier, but I did reach out to some people behind the scenes on both at labels on both sides to just see if there was anything more to this story than what, you know, is being reported. You know, we saw a text message, which I'll read and I'll put on screen, from John Monopoly to Ye, and we'll see what Ye says. But that just might be half the story. Like, we don't know that everything is all what it seems. We don't know that everything is all what it seems, but we'll get into it. All right. So basically, what happened is this. We'll go backwards. And Complex reported on this, but Ye shared this on his IG stories. It was a screenshot of a text from his manager, John Monopoly, and it reads, "Co-head of Atlantic, Julie Greenwald, just called me." A weird way to set up a text. I'll just stop there. Ye doesn't need to know co-head of Atlantic, Julie Greenwald, just called me. Ye knows who Julie Greenwald is, but whatever. Very, very descriptive text, right? But co-head of Atlantic, Julie Greenwald, just called me. She just got fired. She said the new head is not going to give us a grace period to handle Atlantic's compensation. She suggested I let Two Loss and Create know that 40% of all revenue from Vultures 1 and Vultures 2 needs to be paid to Atlantic. She's saying that if we don't handle immediately, Atlantic will issue takedowns for both albums. Please advise. So that was John Monopoly's message. And then Ye captioned that with, "This is what they do to independent artists." So, you know, the question is, and what I'm trying to find out is, I mean, how real is the threat of Vultures 1 and 2 getting taken off? You know, Vultures 1 is a number 1 album, you know what I'm saying? You know, with a number 1 single. But the flip side is this, right? Why does Atlantic need to be paid? Ye put that out, you know, according to John Monopoly's text, via Two Loss and Create, which are 2 music distributors. And I've worked with both of those services. So I think Vultures 1 came out through Label Engine. I think that's been documented, which is through the Create system. And so I guess maybe Vultures 2 came out via Two Loss. I'm not 100% sure about that. But those are 2 distributors. So when you're independent and you're an independent artist, you still need a way, you still need a distribution pipeline to get your music from your hard drive onto Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Amazon, etc., 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 YouTube. And so, you know, a lot of independent artists who are just starting out might use TuneCore, might use DistroKid, might use CD Baby. You heard of these services, but you know, Two Loss, Create, you know, they contract with a lot of artists to just to pipeline their stuff and make sure the delivery gets handled on time and with precision and things like that. So you kind of need to partner with somebody on that level. Still makes you independent if you're partnering with let's say a Two Loss or a Create. Those are independent deals still because they aren't majors. So, you know, what's the deal, right? The deal is that Ty Dolla Sign is signed to Atlantic, so he's an Atlantic artist. I don't know what's in his contract, but you know, if you first of all, he's a title. You know, it's a Ye and Ty Dolla Sign album. It's not even a feature. But even if it was a feature, you know, most times when you're dealing with major labels, like first you need the artist to actually sign off and deliver the feature, and usually the artist has a fee, and his management signs off, his or her management, and then the major label also has to sign off on that feature. So you almost got to get 2 levels of permission. And that's because most major labels deals, not all, everybody's is different, but the majority, most major label deals is super common is for them to control all the recording rights to an artist that they sign. So, you'll see it in credits too. Like even if let's say Ty, who is with Atlantic, wanted to feature on I'm just Pusha T, who's on Def Jam. I think Pusha T is still on Def Jam. So that's Universal Atlantic. They would still need to speak to each other, the 2 record companies, to get permission for that release to happen. Like Atlantic would have to grant permission, if they existed on 2 different majors. But I mean, and if you went from a major and a major label artist featured on an independent record, you would still need that level of permission. So, and not just the level of permission, but again, more than likely, more often than not, most times, a level of compensation. And again, I bet this makes this kind of more complicated because Ty isn't just a feature; he's a title artist. Like this is kind of like a Watch the Throne, Jay-Z Kanye situation is both of their albums, except Jay-Z and Kanye was on the same label, so the business was easy to handle. So, I mean, it seems like from Monopoly's text, though, it seems like Ye was aware of this. Like it shouldn't be new. He's been in the music business 20 years, John Monopoly, music veteran. So they know that they have to get some type of clearance from Atlantic. Usually that clearance should, in theory, happen before, but a lot of things happen after the fact. I've seen a lot of things in the music industry. I've had people come to me to clear samples for #1 records. Like the record is #1 already. It's out, and try to clear a sample after the fact. So things don't always happen before a release like they should. But it seems that whatever had to be worked out between Atlantic and Ye, it seems that Julie Greenwald, who was head of Atlantic and no longer is, and I'll tell you why in a second, is they agreed to give a grace period to figure out what Atlantic's compensation was. So I guess they were working with Ye, or they gave him kind of a runway just to still put the album out and figure out the business. And, so what happened was, and this is interesting for those who don't know, Elliot Grange had just been announced as, I'll find his exact title. Elliot Grange is the CEO of Atlantic now. Elliot Grange is the son of Lucien Grange. Lucien Grange is the chairman over at Universal. So it's funny, you got the father running Universal Music Group and his son now running Atlantic, which is under the Warner, but there's a lot of labels that fall under Atlantic. That like Atlantic accounts. Atlantic's under Warner for sure, but I mean Atlantic is major. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not small potatoes. And then, Elliot Grange, of course, had 10K. Elliot Grange was responsible for Trippie Redd. Elliot Grange was responsible for Tekashi 6ix9ine's career. Everything happened over at 10K, anything that fell under that 10K umbrella. So what happens is Elliot Grange is in, Julie Greenwald is out, who's been a veteran. I don't know how long she's been at Atlanta, but Julie Greenwald came from the school of Leor Cohen. I mean, this is back the seeds of this started at Def Jam. We're talking about the Jay-Z era, the DMX era, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like Leor Cohen's run, and Julie came up from under Leor, Mike Kaiser, this group of executives who have been running things for a long time. And then everybody moved to Atlantic when Leor moved to Atlantic. And then Leor goes on, there was 300 and then went on to YouTube. And so everybody takes a step up. Like these are executives who have been in the game for a long time. And you just see them rise in their career. So it looks like Elliot is in and Julie Greenwald is out. So crazy. So the question is, it'll be a big deal. Look, Vultures 2 wasn't. I got on here and we talked about it. I was like, yo, Vultures 2 was cool, right? It was cool. I didn't know if I'd come back to listen to it again. I know a lot of y'all shit on it in the comments. Like, a lot of people said mid. Like, to me, when I say cool, that's probably what I mean. Is like mid. Like, this is, it just felt unfinished and undone. And I know they kept adding new mixes, but I listened to it the first time, and I honestly just hadn't had time or really the interest to go back to it. But taking a Ye album just off of streaming because of this reason would be like, it's a big deal. Vultures 1 is a pretty big deal. Well, we'll see where Vultures 2 land. Vultures 1 is a big deal. Anything Ye does is a big deal. And so they're threatening it to issue takedowns. I think this thing gets solved. I don't think, look, when it comes to Ye's catalog, I don't think that Vultures is like the best in his catalog. Like, it's not high up ranking to me. So it's like, if these things disappeared, I mean, will we really miss it? But you can't deny what he's accomplished, is specifically with Vultures 1. So it's a pretty big deal if they take these down. I don't see them taking this down. They got to work this out. I think it's just a bad look for everybody if this comes down off of streaming services. But I mean, it's just a little inside information on how the music industry works. But what do y'all think? The other thing is, man, you gotta handle your business, man. Like these majors will do it to you. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Until the next time, all right? Peace.